Hello YouTube fans, here again. And I figure why not, without ado, to a classic. A classic. Normally I'm not a musical man, but on this occasion, I think I'll be one. That being a classic from 1975, The Wacky Horror Show. That's right, The Wacky Horror Show. What can I say about The Wacky Horror Show? Everybody knows it. Let's Do the Time Walk and all the other take songs. With Teeny Todd, there he is there, looking bold as life, stuck on a double of Mick Jagger's lips. Teeny Todd. Now, we all remember him in this, and we all remember the date moves in it. Like I say, it was in 75. This was the early one that Susan Sarandon makes an early appearance. She's been in films before this, but most of them were TV sort of movies. This was her big break. And I admit, Susan Sarandon, I've always thought was a damn good actress, you know, Thelma and Louise, Three Witches of Eastwick, the list goes on. The list goes on. And I can't lie, she's a good actress and she's a very attractive woman. Even today, she's still an attractive lady. This was a big break, and I've got to admit, in this, she is fucking stunning. She's stunning. And one thing I always loved about Susan Sarandon when she was a little bit longer, she had beautiful eyes. And I watched The Wacky Horror Show. I am so mesmerised by Susan Sarandon's eyes. It is unbelievable. Plus, she's got a nice figure. She's got a nice pair, and so on. But nevertheless, yes, she's a good-looking girl in that era. And it starts off with his lips, without him in them, that is. Starts off with the date song, Science Fiction. I'm not going to do the rest because I'll kill it. But let's not forget that this, in 1973, was a staged play. Back in its heyday, this was a stage reduction. The Wacky Horror Show never used to be on theatrical. It used to be a stage play in 1973. And they wanted to make it big. They wanted to make this a motion picture. So in 75, they decided to get the rights. They went for a lot of our movie companies. Some were a bit there. But then out of luck, 20th Century Fox said, yeah, we'll give you a go. And the rest is history. And then made what was a stage play from the early 70s into a motion picture, that being the Wacky Horror Show, and the rest is history. And when you think about it, they're trying to imitate, like, say, the Universal B monster films and probably some of the Hammer films, and they sort of like mix it in with blend it in, I should say, with a comedy, a musical, and so on. And I like it. I think it's clever, and I think it's unique. Let's get to the bloody story. So, you've got this young couple, again played by a very young Susan Sarandon, and remember the names, very well known names, Alice, and so on, right? We're on that. And yeah, the date song when they're getting married, then it goes, when it be to be so bad, Alice. And they get married. The car breaks down, it's peeing it down. Similar to the start of the story you may have seen loads of times. They need a new place to stay for the night, and that's where they find this big castle. And you got these people. Now, if I saw people looking the way they look in this film, it'd be bye-bye, I'll spend the night in my car. I don't do a damn if I get wet. But no, they stay the night. You got some date songs in it, you know, got a Rites Festites, sang by Teeny Todd, and so on. I mean, I always remember Teeny Todd in the original It, no Pennywise. So it's professing to see a very long game. This, by the way, has two discs, so you do get the original makings, biographies, and so on. So basically, get a bit of Frankenstein in it. He wants to make this big, muscly man. You got the ideas that way, and so on. So it's a good film. It's unique. I do know in the early 80s, they sort of made a sequel, what bombed. It's sad to say, believe it or not, even though this now is considered a total classic, this frigging bombed. 1975, you know what beating it? Jaws. So the Wacky Horror Show got eaten up by Tate White Shark. But yeah, Jaws was raking it in 75, and people didn't understand this film at the time. It wasn't really that understandable. People thought it was some weird, wacky musical film with a guy dressed up as a woman. So it was only in the over this film became a cult foiling and then became a big hit. So even though it bombed big time in theatrical release, it became a smash hit and became a total classic as this went on. And then there's a lot of good songs. I mean, there's one song that they died to remix in the early 90s called Let's Do the Time Walk Again. Let's do the time walk again. Everybody knows it. Every time it's Halloween night, you go night clubbing, you go to any pub, you guarantee that song will be played. You guarantee it. It's a classic song, and you can see why. There's even a dance beat to it. And you've got the digester monologue, and you might remember him. He was one that played the Bond villain. He's sadly no longer with us, may he rest in peace. That being he played Blowfield in Diamonds Are Forever. He was alright as Blowfield, but I felt he stood it doing the monologue in the Rocky Horror Show. I always like the way he stopped and he always told a bit of the story and it goes straight back on. It sort of beats the barrel off. So I always like that. There's a bit of funny bits in it here and there. There's a bit of humour. It doesn't take itself too serious, and that's why I dilute the Rocky Horror Show. You do get another one who's sadly no longer with us, that being Meatloaf. Meatloaf makes sort of a small appearance in it. He's riding around on a motorbike, looking really cool, gets killed. It's hard to watch now, but a bit of humour in it. So I kind of like that. That's what I mean. The Rocky Horror Show doesn't take itself too serious. And that's what I dilute about it. It's sort of like, it takes the mickey off the Universal horror films and the B movies, I should say, and it sort of takes the mickey out of the Hammer House films, but in a different light. It's not too serious. There was working on the set when I did the Rocky Horror Show, and I do remember Teeny Todd got not much into character. He literally got stuck into that character, and I can see why they, over the years after the Rocky Horror Show, they had him sort of like that. They had him in The Legend, sort of like a devil sort of character. They had him as Pennywise in the early 90s, in the original It. And you can definitely see why, because he's a peasant. He's a character that basically launched. This is the film, I feel, the Rocky Horror Show, even though he was playing that character in a trades pay, you can definitely see that this is the film that launched his career. Now, I do know originally there, he was going to do a German sort of accent, and then he altered it and had to become the Queen. That's right, the Queen. Not Freddie Mercury, the Queen herself. May she rest. So on. So I do know he had to do that. And it's like I say, I love seeing Susan Sarandon wearing a bra all the way through the film and barely wearing anything. Just a lot. I do actually like the songs they sang called Touch Me, Touch Me, Touch Me. Touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me. I want to be. I can't even do her voice. It's so cheeky in the film. It's very funny. So you got this couple. That was a downbeat ending, if I remember right, in the Rocky Horror Show. I remember right, they all get killed in it. But the film was the film really taken serious? In all fairness, seeing people dancing about, barely naked, with sexy stockings on, a guy with stockings on, a fella dressed up as a woman with stockings on, it's the film really taken serious. But, like I say, they did sort of make a sequel. Wasn't as successful. One day I might talk about it. It's not got the original cast in it. It's got a few, but none of them plays the roles. They just play different characters. But the Rocky Horror Show, it's not a good down of your time. You like to watch something mad, something wacky, something you don't take too serious, something you can have a sing-song with. Check the Rocky Horror Show out from 75. It's a duddin. Into them, have a duddin. Be smart. Be safe, and I'll see you later.